wonders they say shall never end. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has berated governors and political leaders in the southeast region of Nigeria for remaining silent on the continued detention of its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, by the Nigeria government, despite having been discharged and acquitted by the courts of appeal. Recall that a three-man panel of the appeal court on Thursday ruled that Kanu's rendition from Kenya in June 2021 by the Nigerian government was illegal. So what is going to happen? Who is going to pay for all those losses and all those inconveniences? Are they not going to pay him? The court discharged and acquitted Kanu of treasonable charges against him and ordered his release from the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. However, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, AGF, Abubakar Malami, insisted that Kanu was only discharged but was acquitted. Hence, almost a week after the court ruling, the IPOB leader is still in detention. While calling for his unconditional release, IPOB, in a statement, lambasted Southeast governors and political leaders, saying if they fail to demand for Kanu's release at this point in time, it meant that their previous visit to Aso Rock Villa to plead for Kanu's release was hypocritical. The statement by its media and publicity secretary following the landmark judgment of October 13, 2022 by the Federal High Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja that unequivocally discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all the trumped-up charges brought against him. The silence from the Southeast governors and political leadership gives room for concern. With the global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB is compared to as Igbo governors, senators, House of Representative members, ministers, House of Assembly members in every state or in Biafra land. Why the silence over the continued illegal detention of their son, despite the fact that a court of competent jurisdiction, the Court of Appeal, has discharged and acquitted him of all the charges brought against him by the Nigerian government. IPOB has been observing the countenance of Igbo politicians from the moment the appeal court ruled in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and wonder whether the silence is as a result of these leaders being afraid of the government or whether they are accomplices to the kidnapping and extraordinary rendition of their son. If they are afraid of the Fulani cabal who are running the affairs of this country, it means they are cowards and are unworthy to represent our people in every event in Nigeria. IPOB is asking this question because our patience is not and will not be infinitely elastic. The continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the DSS, notwithstanding the Court of Appeal ruling and the accompanying silence of the Southeast political leaders, leaves much to be desired. The ruling of the Court of Appeal should embolden the Southeast governors and politicians of the Southeast extraction to demand the rule of law must be upheld, rather than being concerned or afraid of being witch-hunted if they stand firm and strong in condemning the utterances and actions of Alhaji Abubakar Malami and the APC government. Malami and his people can hate Biafrans, especially in Igbo, as they like, but their hatred cannot take the grace of God from us and will never stop justice from prevailing in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Igbo leaders and stakeholders should stand as men and women with balls and make their stand known to us. This is not the time to remain silent or sit on the fence. Malami has already said that Igbo leaders will decide if our leader, Oyindu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be released or not. It means that Malami knows that there is a conspiracy between the federal government and Igbo politicians. We are advising Southeast governors and Igbo political leaders that their long quietness over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's illegal detention will not help them. If they can keep mute at a time like this, it means all their calling and visitation to Aso Rock for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release was just hypocrisy. We expect them to be speaking at the top of their voices, shouting and calling for this terrorist government to honor their own ways. They should remember that President Buhari promised them not to interfere with the judiciary and that the judiciary will decide Nnamdi Kanu's fate. Since the judiciary had decided, why are these leaders mute? If the people or if other people from other ethnic groups can openly call on this government to obey the appellant court ruling, why are Igbo leaders hiding under their wives' wrapper? Now is the time for all politicians, traditional rulers, elders, religious leaders, women groups, and businessmen and women to stand up against this government decision and demand for the release of their great son, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as the appeal court ruled. If they don't stand up now, let none of them ever open his or her mouth to blame us for what may happen. Everybody knows that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is having health issues since he was illegally abducted and kept in DSS solitary confinement. Now that the appeal court has discharged and acquitted him, he should be released without delay. God forbid anything untoward happens to him. Both Nigeria and Igbo leaders will understand that IPOB is highly determined to take Biafra by any means possible. You begin to ask yourself now, why are these people silent? That means they were just going there for photo ops or what? Malami is saying that they are the ones that can release Nnamdi Kanu. So what is happening? Are they now more powerful than they are just playing games? That's it, because if we continue asking questions, we are asking questions, we know the answers already. They shall live to regret what they have done. Obi is always also silent about it. Why aren't they calling him out? The sellouts are 5 Southeast governors, especially Dave Umahi and Hope Uzodinma. We have to teach those governors lessons. Their commander, Mr. Whatever, is also silent. Obi is from South North. Okay, oh. These people no get sense at all. What do you think? Do you think they don't know what they are doing? All of them, the popularity of Nnamdi Kanu and is weighing them down, and they know if this man comes out, their own is finished. That is why they are extending this whole hatred to Peter Obi, and they were surprised as these people are still rooting for Peter Obi as well. How many of the Southeast politicians are supporting Peter Obi? How many of them? 99.5% of them are not supporting him. Go and check. They are not supporting him. These people are something else. All these people, across board, they are something else. You can't just imagine. They are something else. If they don't have hands in this whole thing, why are they keeping quiet? Because Malamina has exposed them. Malami has exposed them that they are the ones that will determine his release. And now they are keeping quiet, not saying anything. Can you imagine? It's just unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.